Undead Unluck. This is Undead Unluck chapter 112, room 25. Last we left off with Undead Unluck. Andy undeaded a couple of Rip and Lotla. So that was sad. He had to do it because, you know, they were getting in his way. It's a battle for the round table to just kind of like go back to the beginning of the loop and basically flip the Monopoly board over and start from the beginning again. So, you know, it's a race to the Ark, essentially. And he's competing against, I guess, the Unruin, Negator, and the Seal rule. What was it called? The, shit, I'm blanking on the name. It wasn't an addendum or whatever Seal is. It's just like a super UMA.
He's the king of Umas.
Yeah. So, you know, he's going after that. But they get stopped in their tracks because there's an unbreakable gate made by Unbreakable. So it is unbreakable. And Tatiana, the untouchable, comes in right behind them. And she's like, "You're the bad person who stabbed Foucault. Both of you are dying right here." And as we all know, Tatiana's power is that, like, anybody who gets within her sphere of her range, which is why she sits in this robot forever, just basically vanishes because, like, she cannot be touched. That's her thing. So, yeah, that's happening. Andy is racing on his motorcycle. He zooms into one of the hallways. He sees, like, a bunch of the lab members killed. Except for Miko, who is the daughter of Nico, the scientist dude who betrayed the Union. And this other scientist dude whose name I forget. But he's a scientist dude. And he's like, "Please stop Dr. Nico. He left away for his daughter to survive. I'm not certain he's doing this of his own free will." And he charges Andy to stop him. Andy motorcycles away as this dude dies.
Poor scientist.
Yeah, we see other Union members who are also dead. And he shouts out, he's like, "Nico, where are you? Get your ass out here. I'm going to smash your face in." And Nico just says, "I'm waiting on room 25 on level 8. So Andy pulls up to...
Not scared.
No, not at all. Andy pulls up to room 25 where he sees... you know, frozen dead bodies. You know, I think like one of them is Gina from the very beginning. I think one of them, I forget who this guy is. Is he the ammo guy? I'm not sure.
Maybe, if not the ammo guy. Oh, no, that's from the bad team.
He was maybe he's the negator that they killed to get into the Union. That was crazy.
Yeah, from the beginning. That might be him.
And of course, I guess that's Foucault at the end there.
Yeah.
That he has cryogenically frozen. And he's like, "So what the fuck's going on here? Are you being controlled by somebody?" He's like, "Well, when you think about it, if you consider that, we're all being controlled." And Andy's like, "Man."
I ain't here to wax philosophical, my nigga. You know what the fuck I just asked you. What's up?
Yeah.
Do I need to kill the person controlling you, or
what?
Are you a pack?
Yeah, he says, "I don't work for money or fame. There are a few things that can sway my heart. Well, actually, there are two. My dream of slaying God and my wife," which is, I guess, what the little ghost that he brought in. And he said if he had to choose between the two, he chose his wife. So, you know, Andy remembers that, like, Unruin mentioned that they let him see his wife as a ghost. And he said, "In order to, I did everything I could to try and see my wife one more time. But for those reasons alone, I've kept myself alive." So he said, "I don't plan on us ever understanding each other. After all of you will just forget everything anyway." And then he uses his cool spheres to cut Andy up with these laser things. And he says, that applies to you too, doesn't it, undead? And that's where the chapter ends. I guess
Resident Evil style.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Really, really like that.
Well, this is actually kind of exciting. Let's get into thoughts. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
What do I think? What is his negator ability?
We don't know yet.
What is it? Ungravity, because he floats on these orbs.
Could be something. Did we meet it on gravity? I don't think so. Maybe. It could be on gravity. I don't know what it could be. But, yeah.
It has to be something science related. Something I don't know.
Unintelligent?
Right. Right. Undumb?
Undumb?
That's undumb.
Yeah. Maybe he's undumb.
I'm the dumb negator.
Yeah.
But only for myself and not you plebs.
Yes. I negate everything that is dumb. There's no dumb things within my area. Yeah, but those are your thoughts? It's just figuring out what this guy's ability was? We don't know it yet. We'll find out next chapter, I'm sure. But
Yeah. No, this is the fight I've been waiting for. I didn't think it was gonna be Andy versus him, but at least Nico's fighting somebody. And we didn't get that much personality out of him prior, so it's just that like him acting this way, I'm not gonna say it's a shock or a surprise, but it's like, okay. I'm not shocked by his how easy he was to turn or act like a, I guess, kind of villainous or whatever. But it's nice. It's just nice to see this character being formally introduced now.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the chapter thoroughly for that. I thought it was, not to sound like a cop-out, but I liked some of the art shots. Like a lot of the panels, they kind of got me excited. I thought the conversation between Andy and Nico was really cool too, because it built a lot of tension. I mean, Undead was tight. Because I think what it was the wonton death. Because he's like, man, like, I need to hear your excuse, bro, because you wilded the fuck out. I like how he went about that.
Yeah.
And he's an interesting main character. He's not an anti-hero. He's definitely not. No. He's just really not the conventional good guy. He just goes about things totally different. He speaks a different way. He addresses people a different way. But we know what he's fighting for. We know what his justice is.
Yeah. Yeah, every now and then there will be a shonen protagonist that's like an adult. Like it's kind of weird. He's the only grown-up. Everybody else is like a teenager almost.
He's a grown-ass.
Oh, he's like a super grown-up. He's an ultra grown-up.
He's old like All for One.
Yeah. He's like 1 billion years old. He was born at the beginning of time.
Oh, he's way older than All for One.
Yeah. Yeah, he's way older than All for One, but
Victor was a caveman?
I think it's implied that he was
or whatever.
He was around for a long time. I think he's been around for a very long time. But yeah, were those all your thoughts?
Yeah, that's all my thoughts. What do you think, Chris?
No, yeah, I thought this chapter was pretty cool too. Nico is one of the people that we know nothing about. He would just like pull up and be like mad scientist dude, but we didn't really get a lot of time with him at all. So this is the most time we've spent with him, really. So getting to know him a little more, getting his ability, what his backstory is. I feel like we've been going through these characters of the Union like one by one, arc by arc. Every Union character has his own arc for the most part, and this is just Nico's, I imagine. So I'm excited to get into it because he was always an interesting one. But I'm excited to get into Nico. I don't really have much else to say. I agree. A lot of the art shots were really cool. Him going into the lab and fighting Nico there and squaring up, that was cool.
And
it's
a nice setup.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be an interesting fight, more than just Andy shooting blood and swinging at him. I think this is something he's gonna have to figure out.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't have really much else to say about Undead Unluck. It was a pretty cool chapter overall. Are you any rebuttals, Josh?
No, man, this was a good chapter.
All right.
Looking forward to next week. I'm glad it's not on break.
Oh yeah,